special episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite weekly productivity, goal setting, goal achievement podcast with me, Anna Angelova, and my co-host, Jores Minasvand. Hey, Jores.
Hey, Anna. How's it going?
It's going very well because we are on the way to Michigan, where we'll be spending a few days relaxing and enjoying cigars and whiskey and other things like this. So it's awesome. And we actually are recording right now. We are not live in the Focus and Fulfillment group. We are recording this on our way to Michigan, and that's why there will be no video for this episode. You can only listen to it on the podcasts, on the podcast platforms. And one of the things that I was thinking it would be great to discuss today was designing your life. And this morning, actually, I was after we did the LinkedIn games, I saw a post from someone who shared how his wife had a reminder that came on a few days ago, and this reminder had her 3-year goal, her 3-year vision, and everything on the list they had achieved it. So they had the house, they had the baby, their businesses were profitable, each of them over $1 million profitability. They had achieved everything. So I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about designing your life, because ultimately all these things that we are discussing when it comes to productivity, when it comes to setting and achieving goals, when it comes to habits and everything we've talked about so far and what we're talking in the future, why are we doing it, right? And ultimately, it's all about living the life you want to live, a life that you love. So anyway, I think this is the topic for today, designing your life. And I would actually ask you to share your thoughts first.
Where do we begin? I think I'm coming from a point of I've lived like 6 lifetimes, 6 different lives, maybe 5. But absolutely, you design your life. I remember in 1989, I don't remember the name, 89 or 1990. I was managing a tool company, a warehouse. I was the only one who knew the computer system. I was the only one. I was making relatively for that industry, for warehousing and management. I was making relatively good money. And one day I just got up and I went outside the door, the showroom door. I looked at the sky and I said, I don't belong here. This is not me. I walked straight to the president's office, the owner's office. I looked at him and he said, you want to leave? I said, yep, I don't belong here. He said, no, you don't. Go, you belong somewhere else.
Wow.
In less than 5 years, in 1995, I started in my career. And from there, it just completely changed my life. Achieved all the goals and, bought a house, had kids, everything that I wanted. So you have to be very aware and you have to take the plunge, the risk, whatever you want to call it.
And what I find interesting is, like what you were saying is like you knew that there's more, you wanted more. And this was one of the things that you did. And with other people, and like I'm a lot like this, like we talk about setting goals, we talk about working towards these goals. I'm more meticulous and organized, where I have things that are right in front of me. You set the goal without writing it, really, without the consciously saying, oh, I have this kind of a goal. Like you do have it, like you're aware of it, you know that you want to achieve more. But I like these differences, and whether it's like the conversations we have or reading about this, like designing your life doesn't mean like you go and you design absolutely everything, and like it's a project where you're building a house, right? If you build a house, you have the blueprint, you go get the materials, you get the details and all these kind of things figured out, like you have everything figured out. But when it comes to designing your life, you don't have to have everything figured out at the same time. And it's actually a lot of things happen without you planning it. Opportunities come and you take advantage of these. Like, I never thought I will live in North America. And when I got the chance to come to Canada for a couple of projects initially and work here, I really liked it. And I found out about the MBA program at Rotman, the one that's like morning and evening, so you can, or evening, so you can decide, do you go in the morning or do you go in the evening, and you can still work while you're doing this. So I'm like, you know what, this sounds amazing. I can get the MBA, I can transfer here, work for the company here instead of from Bulgaria. And I took a chance and I did it, and like, you know how much I've grown since. So a lot of times, yes, having that dream, even if it's not something that you have really cleared, if it's not something that you put those bullet points, like what he had is that reminder just had these bullet points. So even if you don't put bullet points, but you have some idea of what kind of life you want to live, this is where opportunities come in. Things happen where you take the action. This is one of the important things as well. Like, it's not just about dreaming, right?
Yeah, take the first step. It's all about taking, like you said it. I saw that there was more. I knew there was more. And I took the first step. And that was it. Like, I lately with all these social media, they're talking design this, design. There's no, like you said, there's no designing your life. Most of the stuff happens, falls into place. All you need to do is to take the right step towards that goal and work hard. I remember I would go up on the BC place. All the elevators at 5 p.m. were going down full, going up empty. I was on the way up to 38th floor to start my afternoon shift, to work on the servers. Everyone was going home, I was starting my second shift. Work hard, in the right direction, and you want to call it design or whatever, it will all happen, definitely.
Well, where I like the idea of the design is that no matter how you do it, as I said, like, I like it to be a little bit more organized. For you, it's like, okay, it's not organized like this, but still, like, from your life experience, like, you realize this is not for me, and you change careers, and then at some point you were like, you know what, it's time to get a house. So you had a journey getting the house. It took you so how many months, and going, seeing houses and all these kind of things,
18 months,
and expanding from the initial budget to let's go a little bit above it. And then after that it was like, okay, now let's have kids, let's do this and this. So for me, design, what you need to design your life, first of all, you don't design your life from here to the end. I really like that idea, and this is one of the things we have with Plandor as well, and one of the things I'm doing with 3 years. So in a way, what's this chapter all about? Because in 3 years we can achieve so much. So what is this chapter about? Is this the chapter where you're focused on work, where you're focused on your business and make this thing work? Because if you think about it, in 3 years, even if you're just starting your career, in 3 years you can be managing people easily. If you put in the effort, if you put in the hours, if you learn and grow and have this as your next chapter. If you're building a business, again, 3 years is enough time to get the business to a place where it's profitable and it's doing great for you. Or maybe it's the chapter where you're starting to have kids, or maybe you're retired and now it's a chapter of enjoying one of your hobbies, whatever it is. Like, I find, first of all, that the design is not for everything. Like, it's not for your life until the end. It's for the current chapter, because we even have difficulties imagining what would life look like 10 years from now. Like, it's so hard. Have you done these exercises when they're saying, oh, picture yourself 10 years from now?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was one of the quintessential questions at any job interview. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? I would look at them, I would think to myself, I get bored in 6 months. What do you mean in 5 years? I can't plan 5 years, especially with technology changing. So, yeah, I mean...
I find that 3 years, like a chapter...
Maximum.
Yeah. And it allows you to focus. I know we've talked about, and we'll be talking about balance and things like this. Ultimately, think about it. When the kids were born, was there balance? Like, a lot of things was all about a newborn baby.
Yeah, it was survival. How do we deal with this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No vacations,
no manual, no. First 5 years we had no vacation.
So it's really like focus on that chapter. So one thing when it comes to designing, it's really focus on that chapter. And one of the things is that we also grow, we change. Who we are today and how we see our life evolving today is completely different from where we were a couple of years ago even, let alone 10 years ago. And 3 years from now, who knows what we will want and what our next chapter would look like. So I would say again, when it comes to designing, one thing is you don't have to design your whole life. Just think about this current chapter. What are you thinking about? Where is it? And then I would say, based on the conversation we're having right now, it's also, you don't have to write goals like I do. You don't have to do the things the way that you do Jores. But what's required, I would say, is having awareness. Having the awareness and that image, that vision of this is what my chapter is, this is what I'm working towards. And I'm actually rereading the Science of Getting Rich book, and this is one of the things he's talking about there as well. Holding that vision, having that vision, and then just living it all, giving it all in your current situation and expanding and growing into where you want to go. So I would say these are two, when it comes to designing your life, these are two things. Just this next chapter, and what's necessary is for you to have the vision. You don't have to break it down into quarterly planning and things like this. Although if you do want to break it down, of course, Plandoor is a great place to do this.
Yeah. Plandoor will do that for you, yeah. One thing I find about, and again, that's the way my brain is wired, if you focus too much on the design and stick too much to the design and you don't achieve parts of it, you have a chance of getting disappointed and completely missing the whole thing and just giving up. You're increasing your chances. That's why I don't ever want to, the way you do it, I don't do it, because the other thing is that for me, like coming off chances, it's really like things that happen on their own, really like a surprise for me, which I love.
I agree with this actually, because it's a thin line between planning and like envisioning and planning the future and working towards it to create it, and being too attached to it. Like attachment is one of the things that it's really hard to disattach and enjoy the process of becoming, the process of growing. Even if the path takes you to somewhere you didn't expect, it might be a better place.
Embrace the surprises as a good thing rather than derailing you from your plan, because it could be completely something different. I have changed at least 6 to 8 careers in the past 30 years.
Yeah, I really like this point, because
and I'm about to change it again. But that doesn't mean if I had a goal to be a DBA. I know people who were a DBA and they're still a DBA after 30 years.
This is a database administrator?
Database administrator, like a technology term, sorry. But I know for sure that I stopped, after 10 years I stopped.
Yeah, this was not what you wanted.
No.
And again, this is one of the things I love about all these different stories. I also know developers who are amazing at what they do. They love their work, and this is it. And one of the things is also that how you grow and your next chapter, designing your next chapter, can actually be something that's not related to work. It's not related to your business. It can be related to your relationships, maybe. It can be related to your health, your wellness. It can be related to maybe a hobby. And this is one of the things. Imagine doing this thing where you design your chapter. These 3 years, this is what I'm focusing on. Then you achieve it. The next 3 years, this is what I'm focusing on. Within 10, 20 years, you can have something achieved in every area of life. Health, relationships, career,
3 years is a long time.
Personal development. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. 3 years is a long time. And if you divide your goals between the three parts that you just mentioned, yeah, you can achieve anything you want.
Absolutely.
Run a marathon.
Oh no, 5K first.
Whatever your goals are, yeah.
Who knows? Stay tuned. In October, I might run my first 5K. I would love to, actually.
You used to run 5K every day, 5 days a week.
No, I mean a race.
Oh,
like
nice.
going to an organized
Official.
race. Yeah. But this is a bit of a going on a tangent. But this is, for me, one of the things that, and I know it aligns a little bit with goal setting, but when you think about that saying, I think it's from the most quoted one I've heard is from Alice in Wonderland, with the Cheshire Cat telling Alice that if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Yeah.
So that's why ultimately pausing for a second and thinking, it does go beyond the goal. Like if you have a goal to earn $1 million, ultimately if you couldn't use the $1 million for anything, like you're not allowed to buy anything, you're not allowed to do anything with it, what's the point? Like, could you still wanna earn $1 million if it was if it couldn't do anything for you, if you were not allowed to use it? So when it comes to the life design, for me it goes towards getting a little bit deeper, like pausing for a second and thinking, what do I want out of my life, and specifically out of this chapter in my life? What do I really want? What will make me happy? And again, one of the things I find is that when you pause and think about it and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what will make me happy, and then commit to it and have it as a goal, commit to it, start working towards it. And even one of the things that happens, it's so interesting the way our minds work, is that just by that awareness that, okay, this is my next goal, this is my next chapter, opportunities will start coming in and you start noticing them. Before you might not even have noticed them, but now because you are focused on your health or you're running, and then also with technology nowadays, you start seeing ads for this, you start seeing so many things online for these things. But even in general, like people will mention something, you get an opportunity to meet someone. It's unbelievable how it works. But this is, again, for me, it goes a little bit deeper than, okay, I'm losing 60 pounds. Why? What do you want? What is your next chapter looks like? Why are you doing this? How would it make you happy and fulfilled? And this is why, by the way, like in the Facebook group we have Focus and Fulfillment, that's why we have the two things, focus and fulfillment. And this is, for me, this is where life design is this part that really helps you pause for a second and think about, where am I headed and why? What do I want to not achieve, but in a way, what kind of life do I want to live? What kind of person do I want to be? What will make me happy and proud of myself?
100%. Walking aimlessly, you will get somewhere. Whether that's you live with what we got to, and you say, yeah, this is enough, I got here, But if you have this mindset of there's always more, then definitely you need to have a plan. You need to have goals. We always talk about this when an airplane takes off from Toronto to go to Munich. Every minute it checks its vector, and it has a vector to follow to get to Munich, or else it could get to Australia. I don't know, where it just randomly go somewhere. So depends on what you want in your life. Having goals and designing this, quote unquote, it's a good thing. Yes, some of the stuff that I'm looking at, what you're doing, if I had done in the beginning of my career, I would have been in a different place. I'm not saying necessarily a better place, but I would have been a different place. But we all work differently, so.
Yeah, exactly. We all work differently, and that's why I like our perspectives, because it gives at least two ways that you can do this. And you have achieved and experienced so much without that meticulous process, without having planned or at your fingertips.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even have Excel.
Oh boy, dinosaur.
Yeah. Word came, 1997, I think. We had word processors, a notepad, but we didn't have Word and Excel and Office Suite.
Yeah, I know.
Office Suite came in 1996 or 95 or 96. Yeah, 95. Windows 95 and Office
probably.
Suite. Yeah, 1995. Excel started.
Yeah. I don't know, another tangent, but yeah, again, that's why I really like the two perspectives, because it shows you that you don't have to have your vision with the 3-year goal broken down into, okay, what is this year's goal, and then what are the quarterly ones, projects, next tasks, and things like this. I do think that when you really focus on a goal, it does help, because if you think about as a spectrum, on one end you are living life with your eyes closed, wherever life takes you. You are completely at the mercy of things and not doing anything. And then on the other end, you are designing that next chapter, breaking it into goals, finding ways to do things, and finding ways to do things through all these different ways, in a way that life works, So if we have this spectrum, I would say you are on. With this spectrum, what you are describing is at least having that awareness. It's at least knowing that this is what I'm working towards.
Don't fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Wheel of life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or it will take you wherever. As much as the nature and the wind and the currents in the ocean change, that's how much life changes. And if you leave yourself at the mercy of life, it will take you anywhere it wants, and it's cruel. There is no mercy, there is no kindness in life. Nature, they're all cruel. They'll take you, what is it that the guy says? Sorry, honey, you're 21 and your dad lied to you, you're not a princess. As much as we want to think we are princesses, as our parents told us, we're not. Life is not kind, and you need to take reins, and you need to know at least where you're going, where you're headed.
Yeah. This is a very good point, because again, at one spectrum you have these, and I would say definitely don't be asleep. Don't let things happen to you. At least take a little bit of responsibility and take the reins a little bit. Even if you don't believe in designing your life, even if you don't believe in setting goals and things like this, at least have a little bit of a vision, like what do you want to do? What kind of life do you want to live? And it's such a, when you think about it, I really like this idea that for us to be alive, we're a miracle. Every single one of us is a miracle, because everything that happened in human history so far, it had to happen for us to be here now. One change. Your great-grandfather gets killed by a, I don't know, tiger or something, whatever. And you're not there. So we have such an amazing gift. Life, it's such an amazing gift. And taking a little bit of... The other thing I truly believe in, by the way, is that we are creators. That if we set ourselves, like our mind, to do something, to be someone, we can do this. We have the power to do this. This is one of the other things I was reading recently, that for you to have a desire, it's a sign that you have the power to do this. You would not have this desire if you didn't have the power to do this. So, and I know this is another one which I don't remember who said it. There is a very famous quote. I don't have it right now in front of me as we are driving, but there is another very famous quote that talks about that ultimately, by us not achieving everything we can, we are letting the world down. Like it's a sin to not achieve everything you can, to not be everything you can. So again, you don't have to be meticulous like me. You don't have to use plan door, but if you do want to do this way, absolutely, join the wait list. The link is in the description. Join the wait list, and once it's open, start using it. It's an amazing way to design your next chapter, to put those goals in there and start doing the work, and start living a life you really, really love. And if you are like Jores, just think about it, commit to it, like set the intention, and let life unfold.
Agreed, but don't be like me.
Hey, no, I mean,
Be
everyone
yourself.
is different though. Yeah, be yourself. Like wherever on the spectrum you are. And again, I would say if you are going blindly, commit today that this is it. I want to design my next chapter in life. I want to make something out of the next 3 years, whatever it is, whether it's hobby, whether it's family, personal development, business, relationship, career, whatever it is. Commit to making the next 3 years of your life the best ones.
Absolutely.
Okay, I know, a lot of preaching, but this is one of the reasons, like, why are we doing this? And the whole more than just task management, plan door, this is the whole idea that we can all be and do so much more. And if this conversation touches even one person who says, enough is enough, I'm taking control, then we've done our thing. Like it makes a difference. And I truly, like, I know I might be naive in some ways, but I truly, truly believe that every single one of us is here for a special purpose. And let's get out there and do this. Awesome. Thank you, Jores. Appreciate the conversation.
Bye-bye.
And the next conversation will be live in the group, maybe from Michigan on Friday, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So if you haven't joined the Focus and Fulfillment group, go ahead and join it. It's an awesome place to meet other high achievers and people who are designing their lives and their goals. And I'll say, this is it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be back with another episode next week. Bye.